Hello and welcome back to FemLogic AI, where we show you how to automate things and make things in your life more streamlined so that you can take that extra time and use it to do something that brings you joy. So today we're going to go over one of my favorite things that I do is I have a hard time keeping up with all my schedules. So I have like all these tasks to do every day, tasks as well as meetings, as well as, picking up, my daughter from school, all those things. And so I have them all on my calendar. But I do sometimes get mixed up, whereas I'm like, is it Tuesday or Wednesday or what day is dance? What day is this? So what I came up with is every day I have Zapier go through a list, and then it gives me a list of here are all the things for today that are on your calendar. And that's super helpful to me. So every morning I wake up, I pull up my phone, I get an email that says, here's the list of all the things. And I'm like, oh, that's my day. And so then I kind of have it in my head of what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I find it very helpful. Of course, it's only as good as the data you put into your calendar, but let me know what you think. So let's get started. All right, so we're in our trusty Zapier. And so just to streamline and make things easier, I went ahead and built this app, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So in previous videos, we've shown you how to set up a Zapier account, how to connect your Google to it. And so now we're going to go through and we're going to show you something new, which we're going to use one of Zapier's built-in features where they actually can create tables, they can create schedules for us, and they're going to create a digest for us. And so all a digest is it's going to basically make a list for us. So it's a list of all the activities of the day that is pulling from my calendar. And then once it's going to email that to me once a day. And then once it's done emailing that to me, it'll wipe that out and start a new one. So let's get started and show you how you do that. I will show you what it looks like on the end first. So this is my today's calendar came in. And it comes in, and this is what's happening today. I have it every 26 hours, so it's going a little bit over 24 hours. So it does pull in sometimes somebody's birthday. I have a dentist appointment. I have lunch with Casey. I have an AI client meeting, and I have school pickup. So that gives me an idea of what my day looks like, and that really helps me to kind of, so when things come up and people say, hey, can I meet with you real quick? I know in my head that I have things that are this afternoon or I have the rest of my day free after lunch or things like that. So let's get started on building this. So this is how we do it. So I went in here and I just created a just blank Zap. And I go in here and I click on this guy right here. And the first thing I wanted to do is our trigger. So our trigger is going to be, and I called it the morning agenda trigger because that's exactly what it's doing. It's triggering the morning. So the app I'm using is the Google Calendar here. And so I want to connect to the Google Calendar. So, and then I want to create an event is when the event starts. So what I'm looking at here is my actual calendar of events. And then I'm looking at the event start date. And it's into my shaunasprague@gmail.com event calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and show all fields here. The calendar is me. I can set up the time. So right now I've got it set to, and I'll go ahead and edit this app so that you can see a little better on that. And I'll go from the beginning. So first thing we're going to do is go through here and we're going to say, okay, connect to the Google Calendar. And on event start. Now you can pick other things when the event ends or there's a new calendar event. Sometimes I do like to put in the new calendar event things, but that'll be another video. But for this one, we're just going to go with event start. We're going to go continue. Make sure I'm connected to the account. So I have multiple accounts in here, but I'm going to connect to my personal Gmail account. I'm going to click continue. I want my trigger right here. And so my trigger for this one right here is just going to be that, like what I said here. So it's going to be the event of the event itself is going to be the trigger. And so I want to go through here. I'm going to refresh just so it pulls up my thing. I can search for fields or things, but I've already got my trigger set. And then I want to make sure I test it out. So it is pulling my events there. And so I've got green check marks all across the board. So I want to say continue with selected record. So that is where I connected it to my Gmail. or sorry, my Google Calendar. And so this is super helpful because my family shares a Google Calendar. So sometimes when somebody else puts something new in there and maybe I didn't put it in, so it's not in my brain, I'm like, oh, there's a birthday party this afternoon, or maybe I need to pick up early today because of a doctor's appointment or something like that. So I've got my calendar connected. The next thing we're going to do is create a digest. So what we're going to do is we can change this, but just over here, we're going to go over here and you can type in digest and it's going to come up. Did just a second ago. There you go. Digest by Zapier, and it's free. And so we've already got that in there, so I'm not going to make a change there. I have the choice of many events, but what I want for this one is I want to append entry and schedule a digest. So what I'm doing is every time it sees something, so in 26 hours in that time frame, every time it sees a new event, it's going to log it into my digest, and that's what I want. And so you can go through here and you can look through all the stuff. You can find a digest. You want to make sure that you are naming these digest different things. And so I, called it Append Daily Schedule Digest, because if you have several of them, because I also have one of these for the weekly. So I like to get this email on the, Sunday, so I know what my week looks like. And then I also like to get it daily so that I get an appended, digest for here's what your day looks like. So that kind of gives me a good idea of what my week looks like. So, but for this one right here, we're just going to do append entry. Again, we click continue just like we do with all of our others. We got a check mark, so that's what we want. Our action is just going to be when it sees the event. So we've already told it 26 hours ahead of time. We want to, see this event. You can refresh, go through here. You can, edit the name if you want, but we're going to leave it like it is right now. And so you can go through here and put all that stuff in. Then we're going to click over here to test. And so what it's going to do is it'll tell you, it's going to reuse this as a template, a sample of the setting up of a Zap. And so from here, we can go in here, you can click on this, and I can say, all right, it sees, birthday, tacos, and Divas party. Great. Click continue, and there we go. And so now I've added another step in here, which is my Gmail. So to send it to my Gmail. Now you could send it to Slack, or if you have other forms of communication like SMS. I have not been able to get SMS to work on Zapier for me, but it may be a carrier issue. I'm not sure. So just know that I'm on Verizon, and for some reason I can't get the SMS to work. But it says it works, it just doesn't. But for me, I went ahead and I just like the email coming to me. So it goes to my Gmail. I just want to send the email. You have the other options where you could create a draft, a label, other things in there. I just wanted to send me an email. So this is our last step. And so I say continue. So what it does is then it goes out and it's got all our stuff in here. Action, test, I did it. Now I can publish, and now we're good. All right, so now that we've got all these steps in here, and I've republished my Zap, we can go in here and you can see that I did set up, like I have it in hours, 26 hours. Now you can set it up in days or however you want to, put this in here. You can put search terms in here as well. So if you just want calendar events that are related to your child, or maybe related to sports, or maybe you want to eliminate all the sports stuff and you just want to know major events, you can actually label things inside of your Gmail and then go through and filter out those labels. And so you can say, like, this is a major event, this is not a minor event, however you want to label those things. But that's going to be another video. So I hope you like this and I hope you learned something today. So let me know what you think. All right, and that's the end of our video on how to set up an agenda, and so that you get a daily calendar coming to your email inbox. And so I find it tremendously helpful. Hopefully you do as well. And if I come up with some more fun little things, I will show you as I go. But for right now, that's your basic calendar. And we learned how to use a digest, which I have not shown you yet. So I hope you liked it, and I hope you are able to free up some time so that you can have more time to do things that bring you joy. So let me know what you think. Feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know if there's some things you want to see. Until next time, have a good day.